Welcome back, everybody. Hey, we're wearing a hat today. The price of food is getting out of control. Yes, we all know this. But you know what? I touched on something very specific in one of my last videos, and it's farmers markets. I love a good farmers market, but we don't have them in America. And for all you country boys out there saying, well, you got the farmers markets out here. Listen, very few people actually live in the rural areas. And just because you guys are trading pumpkins and corn for oxys doesn't really help everybody else out here. It just doesn't. The fact is, it's just getting more expensive out there. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what your politics are. It doesn't matter what information, what misinformation you've been being fed. The fact is, things are getting more expensive. How can you argue they can't? You know why? Our money is worth less. And everyone's like, well, we just got to vote the right people in, and the prices, they're going to go back down. That's not how this works. It's never going to go back down. It's only going to go up. We printed so much money after 2020. Our money is worth a fraction of what it was just 6 years ago. That means that if our money's worth half as much as it was, that means that our food is going to be 100% more expensive. This is just, it's basic, simple economics. So you don't need a degree for it. You don't even need a high school education. You just need basic, simple reasoning skills and a kind of awareness for what's been going on in this country and in this economy. This economy is a sinking ship. That's what it is. The best days of this country, which you got a whole nother video for. The best days for this country are well behind us, and it's just a quick downhill ride into the abyss that is the American future. That's reality. And when you're saying, well, people are just buying too much processed foods, you got to buy whole foods. You got to buy whole foods. You got to buy greens. You got to go get some chicken breasts. You got to get the organic farm-raised chicken breasts. You know how expensive it is to actually make your own food? That's one of the great cruelties about the fast food industry becoming so expensive, is that it was such a decent alternative, albeit a very unhealthy one. It was an alternative for people who couldn't afford or didn't have the time to make food. Try to make food now. Listen, spaghetti used to be super cheap. If you're a trash bag, you went and you got a jar of ragu and some pasta. Boom, there you go. $2. $2, and you can feed a family of 4. Try to do that now. I'm someone who makes my own sauce, right? That should be super cheap. It used to be super cheap. Now, if you want any kind of decent ingredients just to make pasta, you're looking at $10, $12. That's like a 300 to 400% price increase over the past couple years for a very cheap staple. Try to make it yourself now. Try to make it yourself now and actually put decent ingredients in it. Maybe a little bit of sausage. Maybe you want some good cheese on that. Basic spaghetti and red sauce is pretty much all you're going to be making. Forget about lasagna. Lasagna used to be great. Family lasagna on a Sunday. I used to love to make lasagna. Try to make it now, $40. $40 to make a lasagna. Between the cheeses, between the sausages. Because again, we're talking about quality here. Now, can you make things super cheap still? Kinda. They're still going to be expensive. They're still going to be 2 or 3 times as much as they were just a few years ago. But if you actually want something healthy, something quality, even though fast food is expensive now, it often costs just as much to make food at home as it does to go eat fast food. It's expensive everywhere. The costs are going up everywhere. I don't care that Trump is in charge. I didn't care when Biden was in charge. Because the fact is, when I'm only seeing the prices do this over my adult life, and I'm only seeing incomes do this over my adult life, it tells me that it's gonna get bad. Yes, the best days were behind us. When it was like this, right? And income was like this, when it was here, this is the good times. This is the good times. These are the okay times. It's not bad, we're still making it. This is bad. This is really bad. And it's gonna get worse, because what happens when it's up here and we're still down here? So yeah, talk about your farmers markets all you want, because farmers markets are trash. Farmers markets, in reality, most farmers markets in America are for wealthy people, wealthy yuppies, right? They're boutiques. They don't even grow their own stuff. It's all just sourdough bread and jams and honeys and stuff like that. And not food staples. You want to see what a real farmer's market looks like. Look, see this? It's one of my first videos. This is from me living in Greece. There's nothing special about this. This is everywhere. These are all over the place. This was every Tuesday. Every Tuesday they'd have this. You take 20 euros to a place like this, you're getting enough fresh fruits and vegetables that are picked perfectly ripe, and that's gonna last you for an entire week. Plus like 20 eggs, breads, cheeses, whatever you want. 20 bucks, you'd fill up 2 bags. Try to do that in America. You take $20 to a farmer's market in America, you're gonna get 1 loaf of bread and half a cookie. That's all you're gonna get. And a lot of derision because your income is probably less than $200,000 a year. What the hell happened to America? What happened that farmers markets became a luxury? When I was a kid, I visited my family in Iowa and I got sent to the corner to sell corn for 10 cents a piece. Bring back that. Bring back child labor where I can get an ear of corn for 10 cents. Why is corn expensive now? Just a couple years ago, you can still get what? 5 ears of corn for $1. Now it's $1 for an ear of corn. Corn. We grow more corn in this country, I think, than any other product out there. And you're going to tell me that it's $1 for an ear of corn? Was that a markup of 200, 300, 400% from a couple years ago? Listen, it's enough to make your blood boil, and the fact is it should make your blood boil. In idealizing the kind of cottage, rural aesthetic when most people are absolutely priced out of it. I have family in Wyoming. Go try to live out there. No, it's not farm country, obviously. It's ranch country. But still, go try to find a place out there in Wyoming now that everyone from California or Washington with money has moved out there to get away from the cities. Where the average income is $30,000, $40,000 a year, but you can't find a house for under $500,000 a year, good luck. That's as rural as you can get. The people out there that are saying that they live in a small pocket where things are still affordable, you know what? Congratulations. And try to keep it a secret, because once people find out that there's still one little cheap place in America that they can live and it's not going to break their bank and that they don't need to go into debt, congratulations. You're going to get a ton of people flooding in there and it's going to get just as expensive as everywhere else, because that's reality. The price of everything's up right now. The price of groceries is up right now. The price of rent's up right now. The price of air is up right now. The only thing that's gotten cheaper in America are the services and our politicians, because can be bought for like 10 bucks, apparently. It's ridiculous. I've had enough. Everyone's had enough. It's time to just say something about it. Do something about it. More protests. Get out there. Do stuff. Actually be vocal about it. Not just be reactive, but actually see a goal and move towards it. Find some solidarity in community and build community again. That's what we need in this country. We don't have any community. I just got back from a road trip around the country, and that is what I see more than anything else. It's just individuals and individual families out there without any sense of what's around them, without any sense of responsibility to the area that's around them. The idea of community in America has been eradicated from the social consciousness. It's gone. It's been destroyed purposely to keep people divided, but you have to find it. If you have friends, get more friends, build your circles even more, do business with each other instead of just depending on the same corporations that can leverage their power to control and monopolize every sector of the economy that keeps Americans out of it. Because I don't consider corporations America because they have no interest to individual countries. If it went really bad in America, which it will, these corporations will leave. Just like they leave every poor neighborhood when business doesn't go the way that they want. Because a corporation is an entity that exists without morality. And we are people. We are moral beings, and we have to remember that. But my God, we just want to be able to keep food in the pantry. I just want to be able to feed my kid and my wife. And I don't want to have the fear that 10 or 20 years from now, no matter how successful I may become in my life, my child, when he's an adult, will still have to worry if he can afford to eat. If you're still here at this point, like and subscribe, thinking about becoming a member, tell me what you think. Thanks for stopping by.